So we've got our bass line, our drums, and our chord progression here. So let's listen for a moment. And now we want to create a melody that goes with this. So how do we do that? Okay, well, first thing we want to do is add a track with a sound. So I don't know, I'm going to go to synthesizer again. And let's see here, we have, let's see. We'll start with that. Whether or not I want to keep it remains to be seen, but we'll start with it. Okay, now, to build melodies, you're going to use the tones out of the chords that you created. And then you can also use some of the notes from the scale that are not in the chord to connect them. Let me show you. So if you take a look at this, actually let me copy this and paste it right into here, just for the sake of visuals. So let's see here. Let me zoom in. So the first bar has D, G, and B. So let's say we want to start with B as a melody note. Okay, and we want it to go to maybe here. So I'm going to take this. Let's not even use that for now. Okay. Okay, so we'll start simple like this. Okay, actually I like that where that went, that top note. Let me turn this up a bit because it actually, after all, is our lead. So you just find one of the notes from the chords and use it. Okay. So the next thing we want to do is kind of make this a little more interesting. So we've got actually I'd rather go down for this one. Let's see what that sounds like. So if you notice on this first bar, I used 2 notes in there. I'd kind of like to do the same with this third bar. Remember, it's a motif like we did before. So this is a B minor chord here. So let me copy a note and let's see what that sounds like. Okay, it's not bad for a start. Okay, now I think this pad's too loud. We can barely hear the melody. Okay, now if you want to ornament your melody a little bit more, you can connect some things. So look at this. This is a little game of connect the dots. So if I shorten this, okay, and I want to connect these two notes, okay, I can use what's called a passing tone, which means that it's not in the chord. It's not one of the notes in the chord, okay, but it is a note in the scale, okay? So let's go back. So that's a G. So the next note in the scale, well, that's an A. So let's try, let's see. Actually, I'm actually going to use a note from the Okay, now I am using a note that's from the chord, which works out nicely. Okay, now we need to go to this note, so maybe I'm going to shorten this to here. And then let's see here. This is an F sharp or G flat. It's an A, maybe a G. So let me get my pencil. See if that works. And let's try to do something. I'm going to just go to a chord tone here. Okay. And like I do all the time, great music is about repetition. So I'm going to copy and paste and maybe just vary it a little bit. So let's listen to the whole thing. That's not going to work because the chord's different. So it's a E minor chord. So let's try something like that. Let's see what the whole thing sounds like. I didn't like these two notes repeating here. That's why I'm moving this around. I'm going to try to change that. Let's see. Now maybe right here. Technically I'm done, but if I just want to try some new stuff here, let's shorten this. Let's do something that leads up to here. So this is a E, and it's an A chord. So, and I can just use something from the scale here. Okay, and what we want to do is, I don't want to turn this into a chord. Here. I keep struggling with this last bar. I just don't like it. Okay, so let's see here. Let's try that. That. And that's really all you need to do. So to review, my first chord is a G chord, which has G. Now I know that from looking back here, so it has a D, G, and a B in it, right? So if I go down here, I'm creating a melody with a B, that's from the chord, a G, that's also from the chord, and back to the B. So those are just what we call chord tones, which are notes that are in the chord. Now the second one, my chord has a D, a B flat, or I'm sorry, a F sharp, and an A. Remember, G flat and F sharp are the same. So what do I have for a melody? A and G. Okay, now this G is not in the chord, right? Okay, but I'm using it as what's called a passing tone. It's from the scale, and it's passing to connect to the next note. So you can do that, but you want your chord tones to be the focal points, meaning you want them landing on the strong beats. The strong beats are the beats 1 and 3. That's beat 3 here. So let's take a look. So my last chord is an A chord, which is an E, A, C sharp. And it has the A and the E. But this isn't in the chord, but I'm using that again as a scale. It's from the scale. It's a G, which is in my scale, my original scale. And it's a passing tone to connect to that. Okay, make sure you save, and when you're done, when you're completely done, you go back to Classroom and mark it as done. Make sure you do this, mark as done. Okay, that way you get credit for being on time. Okay, so review this as many times as you need, and I think you'll find it somewhat easy to create melodies, because the notes from your melodies just are whatever sounds good to you that you're using from your chords. And you can use, once you get them in place and they're all in their strong positions, all here, see, these are all my chord tones are on beats 1 and 3. Beat 1, beat 3, beat 1. okay? You can connect them with some passing tones. And that will always create a workable melody.